In this video, we are going to talk about Cardano Analysis. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for the future updates. Cardano is one of the most widely held cryptocurrencies, but it is also one of the most confused. Cardano's presence on CoinMarketCap.com was a bit of an outlier for all of us. It just appeared one day, way up in the rankings, and no one knew what it was. That may still be the case today. Let's crack the ice on Cardano and get a better understanding of what it is, what its creators plan to achieve, and where it's going. Cardano's underlying currency is called ADA, as you might know. At its most abstract level, the Cardano blockchain is a two-layer financial framework, with the most basic of those layers serving as the platform for the exchange of ADA. Cardano's foundation layer was created with the aim of enabling a digital currency economy with ADA as the native monetary unit. Overall, Cardano's primary objective of building a digital currency economy using its ADA token isn't all that dissimilar to Bitcoin's. People who want to submit and receive digital currency on a decentralized and stable blockchain can do so with Cardano. Is Cardano, however, just for that? No, that is not the case. Things start to get interesting when it comes to Cardano's second layer and how it interacts with the first. The Cardano computation layer, CCL, sits on top of the Cardano settlement layer, CCL. This is the layer for smart contracts. However, you might be wondering why separate layers for settlement and computation were created in the first place. Ethereum seems to manage settlement and computation on the same layer just fine. This question gets to the heart of Cardano's motivation. The Cardano team is developing its blockchain based on a scientific theory and a peer review framework in academia. In scientific circles, Occam's razor reigns supreme. For those unfamiliar with Occam's razor, it basically means that the simplest answer with the fewest assumptions is generally right. Cardano applies that perspective to the blockchain by incorporating the following guiding principles in the creation of their blockchain. Since you can't predict the future, leave some wiggle room in your budget. On paper, complexity is appealing, but in practice, simplicity typically prevails. The broth is spoiled by so many chefs. If a norm is established, it is likely to remain in place, even if it is suboptimal. If there is a will, bad ideas can eventually turn into pretty good ones. The Cardano team has decided to keep the ledger part of the blockchain, value accounting, distinct from the computation aspect of the blockchain due to their commitment to simplicity, why the value was moved. The use of a dual-layer setup keeps things neat and tidy while also providing design versatility. Let's start. Cardano Settlement Layer, CSL. Bitcoin's scripting language, according to the Cardano team, is too static, whereas Ethereum's Solidity language is far too complex. That's why the team created Simon, a simple scripting language for the CSL that can handle a variety of transaction types. The main goal of creating a simple scripting language is to make it more understandable to a wider audience, allowing for more peer review and, in principle, better script protection and execution. If you're already familiar with how sidechains function, Cardano doesn't give much in the way of innovation. KMZ sidechains function similarly to Lightning, Stellar, and Matic sidechain solutions. The only significant difference is that Cardano-specific sidechains allow funds to be moved from the CSL to computational layers or other blockchains that support KMZ, Cardano. However, one thing to keep in mind about KMZ sidechains is that Cardano is already designed to scale its settlement layer. Although there aren't many specifics about its sidechains right now, we're hoping that this feature will help to prevent transaction speed bottlenecks like the ones that plague Ethereum and Bitcoin. The CSL also houses what are known as user-issued assets, UIA. Cardano UIAs, like Ethereum's ERC scheme, let users build and issue tokens on the Cardano blockchain. UIA tokens, on the other hand, would not require ADA as a fuel source, while ERC token formation and use require ETH in any transaction, adding bloat and resource expenditure. Instead, ADA would serve as a bridge token, allowing decentralized markets to emerge across the network's UIAs. Cardano Computation Layer, CCL. Smart contracts are incorporated into the CCL. The CSL is in charge of the accounting of asset transfer, while the CCL is in charge of the why. From a dataset standpoint, the reasons for asset movements are usually complex, and as a result, they are resource, storage intensive, requiring terabytes of data. Furthermore, the activities, reasons behind decentralized blockchain applications may or may not be accepted or approved by the network and its operators as a whole. For example, if users indulge in illegal activity by developing dark web-like applications, the entire network of operators implicitly endorses that behavior, even if they don't agree with it, or are aware of it, simply by continuing to invest in the network. Cardano chose to build the CCL as a separate layer as a result. Decentralized programs will require some kind of gas economics, and nodes will have to choose whether or not to include transactions from such programs in their blocks, giving the network control over the types of activity permitted on the Cardano blockchain. As a result, the distinction between the root CSL layer and the CCL layer provides some network security from a computational, legal, and moral standpoint. The CCL can be used to partition a variety of use cases, including enterprise, permissioned ledgers, KYC or geo-restricted gambling apps, and much more. Again, the benefits of separating Cardano's CSL and CCL layers allow for a lot of versatility in terms of use cases, particularly for applications that need a blockchain but aren't comfortable with a public chain like Ethereum. A financial stack for the people. What is Cardano for, and what is the platform's vision? Cardano is a blockchain-based financial stack aimed at revolutionizing finance in emerging markets such as Africa, Southeast Asia, and other underserved regions of the world. According to the Cardano team, blockchain would disrupt the banking sector, but it has a strong chance of absorbing the change and appropriating the revolution in its favor. Emerging markets, on the other hand, have traditionally been underbanked, making them a more fertile ground for the establishment of a modern, more beneficial decentralized financial system. One has looked to places where it is simply too expensive to deploy the existing banking system, where many live on less than a few dollars a day, have no stable identity, and credit is impossible to find, according to the Cardano white paper. Users would have a payment system, property rights, and stable identity in Cardano's vision of the decentralized financial future for the developing world. It's a straightforward vision from a team that appears laser-focused on achieving a specific goal rather than a catch-all blockchain, and if anyone can do it, it's them. SWOT analysis. Cardano's undeniable strength is its one-of-a-kind value proposition. They aren't aiming for the entire smart contract industry, as well as any potential DApp. Instead, they're concentrating on developing a workable decentralized financial system for developing countries. Given how neglected the developing world is by the banking industry, Cardano is an excellent idea and humanitarian target. Cardano has a good shot at adoption in places like Ethiopia, where Cardano recently struck a deal to use their solutions in the agritech industry there, given that they have real firepower on board to make the target a reality and have many foundations packed with talented people doing the legwork. Weakness. Cardano has taken a long time to fulfill its promises. They've repeatedly postponed the launch of Shelly, and backers are beginning to wonder if the team is stalling or genuinely needs the extra development time. Second, and perhaps more importantly, there is turbulence among the various Cardano supporting foundations. In late 2018, Charles Hoskins wrote an open letter to Michael Parsons, the president of the Cardano Foundation, urging him to resign. He accused Parsons of not following through with his pledge to help Cardano. After the Cardano group stepped in to help Hoskins, Parsons resigned as a result of the conflict. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoy this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.